Welcome to Season 6 of The Breakthrough Show, Breakthroughs Around the World, conversations with 40 guests from 40 different countries, acknowledging our similarities, honoring our differences, and celebrating our connection. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, the creator of the Breakthrough Show Network, and I'm really thrilled to be back with you for another episode this week. For Season 6, Episode 24, we're joined by an NLP practitioner and psychologist who's been doing this work, changing the world for over 30 years. Here to represent the country of Brazil, please help me welcome my new friend, Deborah Epelman, to the show. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you. Thank you for your invitation. I'm very proud to be with you. It's very nice to have this opportunity to talk to you and all the people that are seeing us.
Yes, I'm thrilled because I don't know a whole lot about Brazil, so I'm excited to learn a little bit about that. And of course, we did have an initial conversation, but I'm excited to get to know a little bit more about your journey today as well. So to start us off, what do you love the most about your country of Brazil?
Wow, so many things. Brazil is very big, and there are so many beautiful nature places. We have a very large coast, so we have lots of beautiful beaches, but also we have the forest, Amazon, and we have Pantanal, and we have, nature, and also the diversity, because Brazil is it's like United States in each where you are is different. In the south, for example, there are many people from German, many cities that it's like German place, and in the north there is Holland place. In my city, São Paulo, you have neighborhoods, Japanese and Italian and German. So that this diversity for me is very nice. There are lots of places that you have lots of black people. In Salvador, 80% of the people are black. So I think Brazil is a place that it's an open heart for anyone who wants to come and to start a life. And Brazilian people are very open heart too. Many people that come to Brazil don't want to go away because they say, "Wow, you Brazilians, you like to hug and you like to be together. We touch a lot. We are kind of touch people, We like to touch." And it's not very common in many places in the world. People don't used to do that. So here, sometimes it's too much for people because really Brazilian like that. We are this kind of open heart. I think it's very hard to find someone in Brazil that is not spiritualist or has no religion. It's very very rare. So it's kind of people that I love. So there are many things in my country that I'm very grateful to born in this country. Yes.
I love that. And honestly, it's challenging sometimes because I love to hug. I love to hug people, but there's a lot of people, here in the States that like their space. They don't touch me, don't come near me. And so I often feel like I'm in the wrong place sometimes. But my family came from Italy and was very big and loud and huggy and those kinds of things. And so we just grew up a little bit differently, I guess. But that it can be a challenge, like you said, when that's how you are and other people are like, no, don't come near me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. When I was in United States in Santa Cruz, many times I went to courses, NLP courses,
Yeah.
and there were people from all over the world. And when they realized that I like to hug, sometimes they make a line in the morning, oh,
Yes.
please hug me. Yes. For example, Japanese people, that they don't touch each other. And then when they realize how good is hugging, because hug
Yes.
is so good, and then it was for me a pleasure to give the opportunity for many people to hug for the first time,
Yeah, I love that. That's so beautiful. I mean, I would line up for it too. Sometimes you just need that hug. It makes you feel good. And we know, because I know you've been in the work of psychology for a long time, we know that there are things that hugs activate in our brains, right?
Yes, there are many researches about hugs,
Mm,
and if you give a very good hug, not only like that,
yeah, right.
like that. No, a hug. 8 people in a day, every day. The you not you don't have disease. Your this heart to heart is very important to human being.
Mm,
So that there are lots of research about the benefits of hugging.
yeah,
It can heal you. It can make you really feel better in your life. It's not just for a moment. If you make this um, habit in
yeah,
your life, it can heal you. It's wonderful. It's very
yeah,
good. Hugging is really something psychologically
yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
and easy.
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to ask you, because you're such physical people, what was the experience like for you guys through COVID? And that, were you guys forced to stay apart like we were here? Like, what was the experience like for you during COVID there?
There in Santa Cruz, you mean? I didn't understand your question.
In
When
in
I was
Brazil, in Brazil, how was it during the COVID-19 experience with people being apart and things, because you're such a huggy person and all of that?
I think this was the worst for Brazilian, to stay apart of people, to stay only talking in internet like that, Zoom and other platforms, and when people can't go to family and
Mhm.
can hug and can stay with friends. In the beginning, the first 4 months, I think many people get to depressed,
Mm,
get sad, because of that, because how can I live my life without touching people,
yeah,
without hugging people, without being with people? Here we really have this, to go to friends house and have dinner together. This is very common here, and we couldn't do that for many months. This was very, very difficult for people here, very
yeah,
difficult.
yeah,
Until now, because now it's better, but it's not exactly the same yet.
right.
People are afraid to be together like
Yeah,
that, you know. But it's hard because of this, because this kind of people that loves to touch, and then suddenly you can't touch anyone. You have to be alone in your house, and just talk with people by computer or cell phone.
yeah,
So we are alone. It's being, and it was more difficult. It was really
yeah.
difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a challenge for so many people, and unfortunately we're seeing the effects of that now, that separation and the inability to be physical and things like that as well. I want to switch gears a little bit and ask you about the food in Brazil, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I think, oh, that's a dish that you would see in Brazil. Is there any foods that Brazil is known for?
Yes. Yes. The feijoada is the name. Is thing with beans. When we had the slaves many years ago, uh, they invent this. They create
Uh-huh.
this. It's beans and pork, parts of pork, and this is one of the very, very typical Brazilian food. And we have also kinds of things made by fish, because we have this uh, big orla. So many places we have fishes. So in many different states we have different kind of dishes made with fishes, and also seafoods, So this is very common in Brazil. Yes.
I love it. I love it. And now we're all hungry.
We are in the lunchtime now.
Yes. That's what we should have thought this through a little better, Deborah. Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Well, I'm excited to get into a little bit of your story today. I mentioned in your introduction that you've been an NLP practitioner and a psychologist for a really long time. What made you decide to get into that kind of work?
When I was teenager, I loved to observe people and to understand why people do things like that, why that person is doing that. I really loved that since I was a teenager. So I decided to take psychology because I thought I would understand that in the college. And then I finished the college in 1983, and I had the opportunity of meeting NLP in 1984. And for me, it was a gift because really in the NLP, I really got all the answers that I had when I wanted to understand more about people.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the NLP in that time until now. More than I learned, more I fell in love. So I started to make private coach in the beginning, and then in 90 I decided to open a school, NLP school, to to teach that because I really think that more people who knows consciously NLP, the word can be better. I say consciously because NLP is something that we have inside us. Everyone has. NLP is how we do things inside, how the things make in our mind, in our body, how the things are in us. So everyone knows NLP unconsciously, but it's different when you know NLP consciously, when you can really use choosing how to use, how to deal with the things. So NLP is something for me. It was a very the breakthrough through in my life was needing NLP, because in the college I learned that unconscious is something that you can talk, you
Right.
can this touch, and it's not true. In NLP, we learn how to talk with the
Right.
unconscious, and that answers from inside.
Mm.
So it's wonderful. I love it really. And then since then I went to I go in the systemic NLP. There is a kind of another line in the same methodology, from Robert Dilts and Judith Delosier and Susie Smith and many researchers, American researchers. And I went 9 times to Santa Cruz, California. That is the place where they teach. And I really, for me, it's like that. More than I know, more than I, I love it. And then I can help people that want to live better, to heal things inside, and to grow and to self-develop, and all this thing that I understand that we are here in this planet to make that. I
Yeah.
understand life like that. So NLP helps a lot to do that. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
I had no idea that NLP has been around as long as it has. I really had no idea, because I was not introduced to it until 2019. So just 3 years ago. I had no idea. But I suppose, being in psychology, you've probably heard of other things before other people might have. And I know you mentioned the difference between conscious and subconscious beliefs and things like that. How do you feel your psychology practice would be different if NLP hadn't come into the picture?
To be
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine now after 40 years, but
Yeah.
I understand your question. It's different because when you do a therapy, the person talks about what the person already knows, or already not understand, because the therapy helps to understand. For example,
Mm.
I'm a person that I am sad person. So in the therapy, I will talk about things that happen in my life that I think that things make me a sad person.
Mm.
And then in the therapy, you get the understood. So you have a good thing to say, like that. I am a sad person because my mother did that, my father did that. I am a sad person because this, because. But you continue being a sad person. You understand why, but you continue being. With
Mm.
NLP, you change the things inside you. You really change the causes of being sad in this example. So you can there are strategies that you can enter in contact of your child that had a situation, and you give the opportunity of the child to really feel differently.
Mm.
You teach the child to have another kind of feelings, and then your child inside, for example, change. And then when the child change, for example, the sadness go away. So
Mm.
you don't only understand why you are like that. You really change inside you to be in other way, because all the things that make you be not wonderful
Mm.
was something that you had in your life, a trauma, or something happened. Because as human beings, we are fabulous, we are wonderful, but we had history. So with
Right.
NLP, you really change the history inside you, and you choose how to change, and you get your own experience of your what I have now, because of course when I was child I didn't know things that I know now. So now I can make different than I made in that time. I'm saying childhood because until the age 8, uh, almost everything happened in
Yeah.
the functioning side. So many things that we live after that is the consequence of that. So when you change the history there, you change all the things that you are living from now to the future.
Yeah.
So it's a totally kind of, it's not a therapy.
Right.
It's a coach or coaching or a consultancy. We don't call therapy because it's totally different than the psychologist therapy. I,
Mm.
I was in the college. I am psychologist, but I don't work as a psychologist.
Mm.
I work as a NLPer.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there still, I mean, do you see that there's still value in traditional therapy? And if so, what role does that play in our individual healing? Because I guess I listen, I was never really big. I've been to therapy many times in my life, but I felt like I was just repeating the same stories over and over and over again. And while I can see the value in getting it out and expressing the things, that continual like bringing it up, I just felt like I was never really moving forward. But so I'm curious from your perspective if you see a value in that.
Yes, that's the point. And when you do a therapy, you continue making the same things.
Mm,
You only understand more why you do the things,
right.
but you continue doing the same things. You continue having the same behaviors. You continue having the same problems.
Mm,
You just understand something. Uh, that's why I really love to work with NLP with clients,
yeah.
because in this more than 30 years that I'm doing this work, I really saw people developing and changing and living the life differently and healing themselves and being happy, really from inside, changing from inside. So this is the thing that for me is incredible, to 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 get the opportunity to put outside what we have the best inside, because people, as human beings, we are wonderful. We have a potential, extremely big. It's wonderful, but we don't put everything that we have because of the history. We have many things in our history. So when we do this work with people, people really understand and then feel inside that this plenitude, and then live like that. So this is wonderful, I think, to really change, but not change to be another person, change to be themselves, more
Yes.
themselves, because uh, when you have problems, this problem make you behavior in the way that you learned in the situation, and
Mm,
not be yourself. So more people know about themselves, more than really can live uh, being themselves, and this is wonderful, to be
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
It's the thing that we have to do here, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've mentioned several times that we are wonderful, and I'm curious if that's something that you always believed about yourself. Did you always say I'm wonderful, I'm amazing, and or was that something that you had to work on with yourself as well?
Yes, yes, I have to work also. Nowadays, less than it was
Yeah.
because I worked a lot about that.
Mm.
And in my life, in my family, I was the crazy one. I
Yeah.
was the, you know, yes. I always see the world in a way that I was not in the square. So I was not accepted in the beginning in my family, and this made a lot of problems for me. So
Yeah.
I had also to do lots of works to really accept myself and love myself. But nowadays it's less this work because I feel that more, and I don't need to tell this. It's just a feeling, when you really feel that. You don't need to tell anymore. You feel, and then you are like that, and then you live like that. But it's a work. It's not. I don't think it's something that we born like that in this planet, because we came here as a school to understand and to learn lots of things. So one of the things I think that we came to learn is how to really be ourselves and respect ourselves and love ourselves, and then we can love and respect the others in the
Yeah.
consequence, and then we can live a beautiful world like that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I love, the anytime we talk about the idea of continually working on it, I don't think as humans that we ever reach an arrival. Like we're done working on ourselves. Now we can go on a beach and have a pina colada and relax for the rest of the time. I think we have to continue to work a little bit. And so I would love to know what your personal practice looks like with including NLP. Do you have exercises that you do daily or as needed, or what does that look like for you?
Yes, I have an exercise that I do every day is to be present in the present. And we have in NLP, I have strategies, but also I went to another kind of schools like Kabbalah and Gurdjieff school. I like this way to live life. So in all these spiritual schools, they talk about being present in the present. So this is the work that I do all the time that I remember, And when I realize that I'm not in the present, I put myself in the present. This is, I think, the work that I'm doing more and more and more, and help me to live like that I'm saying. Because when you are in the present, you are living what's happening now, and not living the process that you had in the past, and not live the anxious that you have about the future. You are living really the now, and this is wonderful. And I think this is what we have to do. So, as I understood that this is what we have to do, I started many years ago to experience that. And more you do, it's getting easier. But it's not like that. And it's not something that, as you said, now I'm there and I can go and relax and that's it.
Yeah.
No, no. No, it's a kind of work that you work 24 hours a day, every day, all the year. So it's something that it's continuous. It's being live. As a human being, we are evolving, and evolution don't stop. And when we evolve, for example, we are now in the third dimension and into the five dimension, as many lines say, and there are 12 dimensions. So we have a lot of things to evolve.
Yeah.
It's something, it's infinite, the possibilities are so big. I really, I agree with you. It's not something that we achieve something.
Right.
Okay, I achieve and then I can stop.
Yeah.
No.
I wish. I mean, I wish that was the case, but it's not. I mean, I've been challenged my whole life with anxiety, and really, it hasn't been for the last, maybe 8 years or so that I've tried so hard to practice that as well, of being in the present, and it's so hard. It's so hard, Deborah. Like sometimes it is exhausting to, like you said, to pull ourselves back into this moment and just be right now. Like, what do you do for yourself? Do you just say, Deborah, get with the program, come in the moment, or how do you talk yourself through that?
Yes, I do that. I talk with me, but also I breathe. Because when you are not in the present, uh, almost all the time your breathing is very short and quickly. So breathe, breathe, and remember that you are here and you are learning and you are a student. That everything is fine, and touch your heart and feel that you are alive. It's something that I do, and talk with me and say, okay, you are here, and then I start to say what is happening in the place that I am in that moment. Remember me that I'm here. Um, for example, when we are driving, it's very common to go to some place because we know how to drive, and then our thoughts go away. So I practice to stay looking, tree, I'm seeing this sign, I'm seeing these people. So I stay talking with me in loud like that. What is happening in the place where I'm driving in that time? That helps to stay in the present, to really realize what's going on uh, in the place where you are, and tell you that this is one of the exercise that I do to be in the present.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that too, because I started instinctually kind of doing that over the last year or so. When I had COVID last year, and I had a very bad case, and I was very, very sick. And one of the things, like, it created so much more anxiety for me. I thought I was anxious enough until I got sick. Sickness has a way of making it even more difficult, I think, to not catastrophize the whole situation. But I would say to myself out loud, you are okay, you are breathing, you're alive, everything is good. And I do that often now. I speak to myself out loud, and I don't answer myself, but I speak to myself, and it's very helpful just to say it out loud, right?
Yes, to talk with yourself out loud is something that is very, very helpful. I learned with my Kabbalah professor. He used to say that many people think that it's just crazy to talk by yourself like that, but it's not. It's exactly the opposite. It's one of the things that we can do to be centered, because when you talk with yourself out loud, your thoughts align more. When you are just thinking, you lose yourself. It's more common to lose yourself.
Right.
And when you are talking out loud, you centered more. So it's very helpful, very helpful. I used to talk with myself a lot.
Well, I'm just glad to not be
But
alone
I'm
in
not
that.
crazy. I'm not really crazy. I know since I born that I born crazy.
Yeah, and people refer to themselves often as the black sheep of the family, and I say no, we're the glitter sheep. We are sparkling,
Yes,
that's what we
yes,
are.
yes, yes.
I
For me,
love
it's
that.
the same. I don't like to imagine myself as a black sheep.
Yeah.
I'm a there is a, I don't know in English. It's a colorful, but it's another. There's an
Yeah.
expression that is
Yeah.
very colorful sheep.
Rainbow sheep.
Yes.
Lots of colors and lots of sparkles. We always like
Yes.
glitter. Um, yeah.
Yes.
How what are the things that you find yourself working with people on the most these days? Like, do you see any themes of things that people are seem to be struggling with?
Yes, depression is one of the things that I think I had more people that I worked and phobias and panics also, and to don't be accept and don't love themselves is something that many people come with all kind of different problems because they don't love themselves or because uh, people don't love they think that people don't love themselves, and this create a lot of diseases, not only physical disease but emotional disease and mental disease. And I think the worst is depression. I had so many people with depression, and I had more people that I wanted to understand that there is, people that had sexual abuse in the childhood too, and lots, so many that I never thought in my life that I will realize like that so many people had this kind of problem in the childhood, from someone in the family or a teacher or a priest or
Yeah.
many different kind of people, but also human and man, both. Lots of. This is very hard. I don't know if it's all over the world, but here in Brazil, unfortunately, it's something that is very very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I hear about it in a lot of places, from many countries, and one of the things that is challenging for me, especially in getting to know so many people, is we hear about these things often, and it really can be challenging for us to just sit with it and process it and go, I cannot believe that this is happening around the world. How do you keep yourself grounded and still feeling positive, knowing all of this stuff and hearing everything that you do?
I understood that inside of light being, there is shadow,
Mhm.
and I work with the shadow of what happened now with all these cases was shadow. So I continued put my light very big and also enlightened the person, and separate uh, myself or the person being with the person, but in the same time thinking if I want to help, I can't enter too much, because if I enter too much in this history, uh, then I will be sad, and then I can't help.
Yeah.
So I understood since the beginning when I decided to do this work, that if I didn't do this, I couldn't do this work. So for me, I see like that. This is a light being with a shadow that I'm helping this person to enlight this shadow, and then this person can be the light being that this person is really is, and this helped me to see like that. So I don't see the person or the situation as bad or good. It's only a situation also, because if I put words and then this make me sad, so it's just a situation that people this person had, and I'm helping to heal that. So this helped me to really be aside and to have the opportunity to help.
That's such a beautiful perspective. I'm tearing up over here. I should have brought my tissues. It's so beautiful to think about it like that, because I think we are very quick as humans to put an emotion on something immediately, like this is bad, this is good, this is happy, this is sad. And when we do that, it's so much more challenging to let that go, and it becomes part of who we are, and then we don't like it, and then we don't know how we got there, and it's a whole mess that we put ourselves in as humans sometimes.
Imagine a world where every child gets a great education. Educating all children is the only way to end poverty. This is what the Weiss Scholarship Foundation is working to accomplish. Our 6 staff members, our mentors and coordinators, who are on the ground in Kenya, are totally engaged in every aspect of our students' lives, so we can give them every opportunity for success. In just a few short years, we have already awarded 141 scholarships. We send children to high school who would have never gone without our support. And then we help them go on to either university or vocational school. We have already scaled our holistic business model to 4 locations and are ready to scale it to many more. Today it's Kenya, but tomorrow it's more countries. Please contribute what you can today. You can make a one-time donation, a recurring donation, or choose to sponsor a child all on your own for all 4 years of high school for just $3,500. Go to our website, www.weissscholarshipfoundation.org.
I'm so thankful, Deborah, for this work that you're doing in the world. And I would love to continue to get to know you a little further through our 10 fun questions. Are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
All right, we'll have some fun. Okay, number 1, what is your morning beverage of choice? What do you like to drink first thing in the morning?
Coffee and toast.
Very good, very good. All right, number 2, when during the day are you most productive?
In the end of the afternoon and beginning of night.
Really? I can't. I'm
Really.
so tired at night. I try.
No, for me, it's like something put a new, new in the beginning of the morning. It's very hard for me. I'm starting like that, and then when the day is coming, I go. So I used to work more in the night. I have more clients in the night than in the morning.
Wow. Wow. All
Yeah,
right. Number 3, which season is your favorite?
summer.
Summer. Very good.
Yes.
All right. Number 4, what is something you're learning right now?
Right now, I'm learning more and more about myself because, as I told you, I'm finishing a process of healing a cancer, pancreatic cancer, and this made me understand so many things about myself. In the last 2 years, I'm learning more and more and more about myself. Yes.
I love it. I love it. All right. Number 5, when you were in school, what were your best and your worst subjects?
And my best, I think, was biology.
Ah,
Yes. And the worst, chemistry.
yeah. I am right with you on that one. It was so bad. That was the first time I had really gotten a bad grade, and I said, this is not for me.
Yeah.
All right. Number 6, what scares you?
To lose myself from being me.
Oh, that's good. That's a good answer. All right. Number 7, have you ever been in love?
Oh, yes. Many times.
Yes.
Yes. I thank God, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Number 8, what inspires you?
People,
Mm.
light, the light of people. People are wonderful. Even the worst person is wonderful, because of that. I really see people as light. So people are wonderful. And also art. I love arts, all kind of arts. Painting or singing, music, I love arts too.
Yeah. I do too. I do too. All right. Number 9, how do you enjoy your downtime or your free time?
I like to do tapestry. And also I love to read or to see series about beaches and ferries.
I love it.
teenagers, kind of serious. I
That's
love it.
okay.
Yes.
I like it too. I love to read and watch shows about vampires and things like that. And my daughters have gotten into that as well. So it gives us something to have in common and talk about that.
Yes, yes. I'm a Harry Potter reader.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Love Harry Potter. Oh my gosh. All right, number 10. Which culture do you deeply respect and or want to learn more about other than your own?
The Japanese.
Hmm.
Japanese. It's very interesting how they live, how they start to meditate since they are children, and how they understand the spiritual things. And Thailand also culture is something that attract me. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I was very excited to have two guests on from Japan last month on the show. And so I got to learn a little bit about that. And it really is fascinating. I really every country, this whole series has been fascinating, but
Yes.
Japan was really amazing. Well, you did it. You got through all 10 questions beautifully. You did a great job.
That's good.
If I had a prize, I would give it to you. I love it. Well, I want everybody to be able to visit your website. I know that your website is not in English, though. So tell us what language it's in and also what they can find there.
Yes, it's in Portuguese because in
Yeah.
Brazil we speak Portuguese, and also my Facebook and my Instagram and YouTube with my name. So if you put my name in Google, it will show in
Yeah.
many places, but it's almost all in Portuguese because.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays is easy if the person wants to understand
Yep.
something with the translator. So
Yeah, usually when I was surprised it didn't come up automatic. Oh, yes, there it is. You can actually at the top of the page, you guys, there's a little button. If you're looking at the website on Google Chrome, you can find a little button on the web browser that says translate this page. And then that way you can read everything that's on there. I love that we can do that because otherwise I would be in trouble.
yes, yes, that's true.
I love it. Well, Deborah, it's been so nice to have this conversation with you. You are such a light in the world, and I am so thankful for the work that you're doing. And I hope one day to get down to Brazil and enjoy the beautiful nature and, of course, the hugs.
Yes, please. And if you come to Brazil, you tell me, and then I can hug you and
Yeah.
show places for you. And really, I thank you very much for this invitation. It was a pleasure to be with you, and it's wonderful to talk with people. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Deborah. I want to thank everybody who's been watching or listening today, wherever you are in the world. I want to remind you that you can join our community at any time. It's free. You just go to bit.ly/Discord breakthrough from anywhere in the world. bit.ly/Discord breakthrough. We would love to have you there and be a part of our community. It's on Discord, so it's quiet. You don't have news feeds like other social media. So it's nice to just not be so distracted by everything else going on. I want to thank our special guest, Deborah, today. And again, thank all of you for watching or listening wherever you are in the world today. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make every day a great day for a breakthrough. And we'll see you next time.